Hi guys, in my last video I talked about the number 1, 2 and 3 trainer cards which were released as prizes at the Nintendo World Championships from 2004 up to 2012. In this video I'd like to talk more about the other cards which were released at the Pokemon World Championships, namely these cards here. When Nintendo held the first World Championships in 2004, they created an exclusive promo card for the event, a card called Tropical Wind. This card had many different versions. The most common version is known as the Spectator version. Any person who went to Worlds, whether they qualified, staffed or just showed up to watch, could get a copy of this card. Because of this, this version has many copies in circulation and can be easily found for around $5 or less. Anyone who qualified to play in the World Championships received a player's set of these cards, featuring the Tropical Wind stamped with a Worlds 2004 stamp in 7 different languages. The cards also had other versions, all being stamped Worlds 2004. There was a card stamped Staff, given away to anyone who was a staff member at the event, and there were extra cards stamped Top 16, Quarter-Finalist, Semi-Finalist and Finalist. These cards were given to the players who reached this level of the top cut of the tournament. When the 2005 World Championships came around, another new promo card was created, Tropical Tidal Wave. There were some changes in distribution compared to the year before. For a start, the Spectator version was removed, meaning only players and staff could get this card. This change remained for all future World Championships. They also added a Top 32 stamped card for players who made it into the first round of Top Cut. This is another change that would stay with the World Championships all the way up until 2012. At Worlds 2005, another card was also given out to players, the Championship Arena, which was a reprint of a Japanese card which had been given out at tournaments a few months earlier. This card was distributed in a very strange way. It was slid under the hotel room doors of the players who were qualified for the tournament. This meant that players who qualified through the Last Chance qualifier did not get this card. Worlds 2006 followed the same pattern, with a new print of Tropical Tidal Wave with new artwork. Cards released this year are again the Players Set, the Staff Stamped card, and Top 32 up to Finalist. The trend remained exactly the same for 2007 and 2008, with both versions receiving a new Tropical Wind card with new artwork. 2009 featured another change in cards, but not a deliberate one. When the cards were being printed up, 20% of the cards were accidentally printed with the collector number from the previous year. The correct collector number for 2009 is DP48. The collector number from 2008 was DP25. So if you have a card from the World Championships of 2009 that has the collector number DP25, you have the error version, which is rarer. We know that it's exactly 20% of the cards because when the cards are printed up, they're printed up on sheets, which have 10 columns in the sheet, and it was the last 2 columns of the sheet did not have the collector number changed. It has been confirmed that every variant of this card does have an error version, all the way up to Finalist, with one noted collector having error versions as well as corrected versions of every card from this year. 2010 once again stuck to the same formula, with a reprint of Tropical Tidal Wave with new artwork. In 2011, while they stuck to the same formula, they released a new card, Tropical Beach. This card was highly sought after at first, due to its high playability in popular decks at the time. 2012 once again saw another reprint, another Tropical Beach. However, this year the formula changed slightly. As well as cards being stamped from Top 32 up to Finalist, cards were also stamped with Champion for the winners of each age division. Now, as every player in the top cut receives 2 copies of each card up to the position they finished in, that means there are only 6 copies of the Champion card ever released. This makes the Champion card from 2012 one of the rarest English Pokemon cards out there. And this will probably also be worth more than future Champion cards, as it was the first one, for the same reason that the World's 2004 Top Cut cards are worth more than Top Cut cards from any year later. Talking of value, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the value of these cards. As I said, World's 2004 cards always bring in a higher price, mainly because this was the first World Championships and everyone wants the first ones released. Also, the font for the stamps was changed between this year and all later years. 2005 up to 2012 feature the exact same stamps for Staff and Top 32 through to Finalist. However, 2004 had a different stamp. thus making it slightly more desirable. The average player's set will bring about $100 to $200, with 2004 and the Era version of 2009 being at the higher end. Staff versions of the cards generally bring in around $50, unless of course again you're talking about the 2004 version or the Era version from 2009. These will probably bring closer to $75 to $100 each. It's very hard to put a price on top cut cards because people will sell them at various different prices. In the past I've seen a single finalist card go for anywhere up to $800 to $900, but I've also seen full sets of top 32 through to finalist from a single year sell for only $500, so it's a very ranging price. In my own personal collection, I currently own one copy of every staff card from 2004 up to 2012, including the Era version of 2009. I also own the player sets of the Era 2009, 2010, 2011 and 2012. Top cut cards, I have the top 32 versions of 2006, 2010 and 2012, as well as a top 16 version of 2012. And I also have the Championship Arena. It's thought that Worlds 2013, which will be held in Vancouver, will follow a similar style, with a player's set being released, staff cards being released, and a top 32 up to champion being given out. However, it's unknown what the card will be. Since Vancouver seems to be moving away from the long-running tropical theme, it's thought that they will probably release a brand new card for this year, so keep a lookout for that. As always, if you guys have any more questions regarding these cards, or you would like to purchase some for yourself, leave them in the comments or email me at djgigabyte@live.co.uk. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more of my videos in future. I'm also open to ideas in the comments of what cards should be done in future, so if there's any you would like to see, just let me know. Thanks for watching and hope to see you guys again.